So, let's get some stuff happening here. We're going to load this up. Welcome to those that have just joined. Mickey Mouse, what's happening? Hope you're having a great day. All right. Now we have some stuff to do. Let's also go here. Okay. All right. So, disconnected. What do we got here? Okay, reconnected. Okay, that's weird. Okay. Christian, what's happening? Hope you're having a great day. All right. Nova, what's happening? Enclave, what's happening? All right, we are about ready to kick the tires on building a deck. We have a lot of stuff that we have to do. Because guess what? We need a deck to be able to play standard. It's been so long, Zyler, that I have almost completely dropped out of standard. All of my decks have gone historic. I literally, when I went back and looked, I only had one set. I was one set, like expansion, from completely aging out all of my standard decks. So today, we got to do some deck. They call it deck building. If you're new to the game and you've never played Magic the Gathering before, they call it deck building. And generally, you have a 60 card deck, and you have to wheel and deal. You have to wheel and deal to get a deck that you can use, right? So the premise here is that we have a deck that we have to build, and we need it so we can play standard, so we can play the daily. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our collection, and we're going to try building a deck for standard. So we're playing standard, and let's see if we can start doing that. So let's go into our deck builder. If you ever played Arena, the deck builder is always one of the tabs on the top. And I'm going to go click the plus. You'll see I have all these decks, right? All these decks. And I want to build a new deck. So we're going to build a standard deck. And Colin, welcome. We're going to build a standard deck because I've got a bunch of stuff that's aged out. So when you go into the deck builder, all right, you just saw it. So this is the top. This is home. Let's take it from home screen. Home screen. We're going to go to decks on the top. That's a tab up top. Now, these are all existing decks, but like I said, all of them, the majority have aged out. So I'm going to go click the plus sign, which is creating a deck. And we're going to click that. That opens up the deck builder. Now, from here, I will say this, that we are going to build... I'll put it in chat so everybody knows what we're going to do here. This is what it's called. We're going to build a green-black Golgari deck. Okay, that's what we're going to build. So that means that we have two colors that we're going to be dealing with. You know what I'll do? Let me put it into the message here so everybody can see that. I'll just keep that on the rotation. How's that? So remember, we're going to be doing a green-black Golgari deck. Mickey, what's happening? And it's standard, right? So in the deck editor, what you want to do is you want to go in and select their format. Now, there's all kinds of different formats. There's traditional and brawls and standard and timeless and all this other thing. Generally, the two that I generally play are historic and standard. But all my decks have aged out, so the majority of my decks right now are historic. We're going to build a standard deck. All that means is that standard is all the blocks of sets and expansions that are within this rolling block of time. And what happens is, for every new set that comes out, the oldest sets, right, start getting older. And then what happens is, eventually at a certain time of the year, standard will update and the oldest blocks will drop off and the newest blocks will add in. And so standard is slowly drifting forward, and standard often has cards that you may already been engaging with and using, but your oldest cards just slowly start dropping off and being replaced with the newest sets, right? So in that regards, let me show you, I'll show you what I mean here. So we're going to put this, oh, nope, I don't want historic, I want standard. So for example, this is the way to look at it. So I pick standard, right? And these are all the sets that are now a part of the standard block. Okay, so I stopped playing at Dominaria United. I remember seeing a little bit about Brother War, but I never played Brothers War. So all these sets I've never played before. So the way to think of it, all right, if you're still in chat, the way to remember it is you have a standard block, and all these sets and core sets build and compile your standard. And so now what we got to do is we got to build, we're going to try to build a Golgari deck. So we need green and black. Okay. Now, that being said, we're going to name it. We're going to name it. What do we want to name it? Hold on a second here. Let's actually pick. You know what? I'm willing to use this avatar. Let's see. Let's pick another. Do we have another avatar that we want to use? We could use the wolf. The wolf. Let's use the wolf. Yeah, we'll use the wolf. And then for sleeves, we got a lot of sleeves that we do. Got a lot of sleeves to use. You know what? We'll come back to that. The deck is going to end up having a personality before it's all over. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have some cards. Saka, we have a few cards that we're going to load in that I set off to the side. So let me go here and load up the Cavern Bat. Okay, so we got Cavern Bat. You also have a card search. Now here, this is how you interpret this, okay? When you have a card in your collection, you'll see the little orange boxes or diamonds, we'll say, right? So, and then you'll see 2 of them are orange and then 2 of them are black or empty. They're just empty. That's symbolic of empty. So right now, basically, if I wanted to load a 4 set, I could select all 4, but if you'll notice, now all of a sudden on my deck builder on the right, it went red. So it's saying, hey Mal, you wanted 4 of these? You wanted a complete set? You only have 2 of them. Now if I deducted them, then I could use what I had, right? But I'm going to see what it looks like with a full set. Now, let me just talk for a little bit about, let's talk about land for a little bit, right? There's what they call a mana curve, and a mana curve relies on access to lands to do some crazy stuff. You need the lands to spend the cards, basically, right? And I know if you're like a purist and you've played Magic the Gathering, you're like, oh my goodness, Mel is describing this so awful. Just make it stop. It's hurting my ears. I'm just a chill casual, right? But it's chill casuals that always have to have a start playing the game. And so that being said, we're going to go to lands, and we're going to see what we have floating. Now, I will say Golgari deck, which is green and black, it is going to have 2 main colors. So it's going to have swamps and forests. And the personality of the deck, you'll see it come together. You'll begin to understand. But now I got to say, okay, well, how many lands do we pick? So that's a great question. The answer to that is really dependent on your mana curve. And as I mentioned, the mana curve is basically how many cards of 1 mana cost do I have? How many do I have of 2 cost and 3 cost? And the idea is that if you look at the cost of any given card, you can kind of tell the weight of your deck by the curve. And some decks are very low mana curve, and if you're really good at piloting a deck, you could wing a 23 land mana deck. But it would be pushing it unless you had some kind of mana reduction cost, or you had like a mana fixer built in as a creature. 23 is like really pushing it, right? That's on the low end of your cost. Now, on the other side, they have what they call, so if we have mana starve, that means I don't have enough mana. I don't have enough mana to be able to do what I need to do in my deck. But it's also possible to be what they call mana flooded. And the mana flood is where you have too much mana, and instead of drawing cards that you're constantly able to keep playing, you just keep on drawing lands. And you're like, well, I got all this land. What am I going to do with all this land? I need cards to play with the land, right? And so mana starved is when you don't have enough lands or mana to cast what you need. And that's the low end, the low mana spectrum. Mana flooded means I'm drawing all these lands, but well, I gotta have stuff to play, and this is the idea where now I have too much land, and 26 is considered to be high. And so there's kind of this sweet spot of 24 lands. Ooh, is 24 lands enough? Again, it depends on your curve. It might be perfect. 24 is considered kind of average. And then in some cases, if your mana curve is a little bit higher and you have more higher cost cards, you might go 25. But 24 is considered the average. 23 is considered mana starved, but it's possible if you're a good driver, a good pilot of the deck. 26 is considered flooding. You better have a really good reason to be running 26 land. So we're just going to work with the sweet spot. We're going to make the assumption that our deck is 24. Which is considered pretty average in terms of lands. So that's how many lands. So Mal, you have this deck, right? And you're talking about lands, and you're talking about mana curve, but you said you're playing Golgari, which is green and black. So forest and swamp, right? You see the swamp, there's the forest. Well, all you have is swamp, right? So you bring up a very good point. At this point in time, you consider the sweet spot of the amount of lands to be 24. 23 being mana starved, upwards of 26 is being mana flooded. But then, depending on your cards, you have to disperse the amount of lands you have based on the color of the cards you're playing. If your creatures and your spells are equally balanced, you could put about a 50-50 mix. If you only have a little bit of the cards in a different alternate color, a secondary color, that's what they call splashing. If you're splashing color in, you're splashing mana in, you might go really low on the 24. You might only load in like say 4 or 6 of the secondary color, and then the majority or the primary color takes and gets the majority of the land. But if it's an equal and you look at the mana curve and you look at the cards you're loading in, you might go like close to 50-50. That way you're getting about the same chance of getting a swamp as you would a forest, right? So now that I've talked a while, let's actually put this into action. If I need 24 cards in land, let's actually bring in 12 forests. So now you see I have a 50-50 chance. When I draw, now that's not the probability of drawing a land, but once I draw a land, I have equal probability of drawing a swamp as much as I would a forest. Now, there are other cards that I might have in my availability, and we're going to we'll minimize this to show only what I have in my collection. Again, we're playing standard. If you just joined in, we're just playing standard. So what could Mal do with lands? Oh, hold on 1 second here. That'll trim it down. Okay, so this little button right here lets you see, I just want to see the colors I have selected. Everything else excluded out. So in this case, what are my options? I brought in swamps, I brought in forest, and I have some... A dual land is when you have a card that offers you the ability to draw mana from either color. It's called a dual land. A tri-land is if it offers 3 different colors. But once you start getting into tricolor decks, it's a lot more complicated. We're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about a Golgari, basic Golgari deck, right? So I got to maybe tweak it. So maybe I want 10 swamps and 10 forests, and then maybe I want 4 dual lands. So let's look at our dual lands and talk about them very briefly. Okay, so this particular dual land comes in tapped. When it enters, it deals a damage. to an opponent. Ooh. Now, what's the advantage of this Mal? Well, the advantage is, sure, it comes in tapped, which most dual lands do, but it also deals damage to the opponent, which is really good, because at that point in time, we have the opportunity to just splash in a little bit of damage to him, right? So we're going to load this in, right? So now I've added that one card that I have in my collection as a dual land. Let's look at the next one. Next one comes in tapped, nothing really special. Okay, that's pretty bland. Next one comes in tapped, and when this comes into play, I get life. So that's utility, but that really helps me out. All right, and then this adds, I believe that's colorless. Adds colorless, black or green, and it deals 1 damage to us. So this is a negative to us, but we don't need colorless, so I'm not going to bring that in. And then the last dual land comes in tap, but when it enters, I can look at the top card, and then I could say, ooh, I want to keep it, or ooh, I don't want to keep it, and then I could shred it to the graveyard. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in, how about we bring in one of these? So now we have 2 dual lands, and I really like this, right? This is going to help us because it'll give us a little bit of health, right? So let's bring in this, and now let's take down those to 10 each, right? And then those are the main lands, the mono lands, and then we got 4 duels. So we're running our 24. Let's start looking at our cards, yeah? So let's take out land, and let's see what we have for our ideas here. We have the bat. Let's look, see, do we have the Dread Knight? Let's see if we have Dread Knight. Ooh, we have a Dread Knight. Okay, we'll bring him in. Low mana curve. Let's see, that's good. What else do we have? I made a little list. You can't see it offline, but I have a little list. Sunslayer. Let's look for the Sunslayer here. All right, do we have Sunslayer? Sunslayer. Oh, we got a Sunslayer. Okay, so we'll bring him in. All right, what else is on my list? Sheldred. Oh, Sheldred is a monster. Oh. Yes, there we go. Sheldred. I have 1 Sheldred. We're going to bring Sheldred in. Okay. Let's keep on looking. Let's look up the Preacher of the Schism. Oh, is that... Let me see here. How about this? Okay, I don't have any of them. Okay, so this one, it attacks, and I can create a vampire creature with lifelink. When it attacks, well, you have the most. You draw a card and lose life. I'm willing to just get one in my collection just to see how it plays, right? Sometimes you gotta kick the tires and see how a deck will build with cards you don't have, right? Let's keep on going here. Lillian. I don't know if I have a Lillian. Do I have a Lillian? I have a Lillian. Oh, that's spicy, isn't it? Okay. Now, you'll notice I'm going to call your attention to the deck count, right? So if you look at the deck count, you'll see that I've already accumulated 33 of the 60 cards. So we still got a ways to go, but I promise you we'll fill it out. We'll find some crazy stuff that we can do with that. All right, let's look for Cut Down. Let's see what Cut Down does. There's Cut Down. And this is considered a very good utility black card, right? A swamp card. Oh, I like it. I really like it. This is really good for low mana cost. I'm going to load in a full set. That gives us a little bit of flexibility. I heard that there's a card that, yep, there's another one. Okay. Interesting. A non-artifact. I think we could arrange for that. Let's do 2 of those, yeah? All right, then we go on, and again, we're just filling out our deck slowly but surely. Let's look up the sheriff. Interesting. So this is another destruction spell. We're going to bring in 2 of those. We want to bring in a fair amount of spells, just to keep things, keep our opponent honest, right? And what do we got here? Got some of the enchantment classes here. Which one was it? The Innkeeper's Talent. I don't have that one. Interesting. What about this one? I don't think I'm going to do the Scavenger Talent. An Innkeeper, maybe that card will come to me at another time. We're going to pass on that one. All right, let's keep on looking. Virtue of Persistence. All right, what do we got? Oh, it's a mythic. That is pretty good, but we don't have that card. And again, like sometimes you might look, I will confess, I went online and I looked to see what they got. Look at this, Nisa. That is a crazy good card. So, our little wish list did not come to pass. We only got 41 of the 60 cards, which means, unfortunately, we're going to have to kind of see what we got. All right, we're going to have to kind of see what we got. So let's look at our dual lands and see what we have for these options here. All right. Let's look to see if we can find anything with Death Touch. Oh, Death Touch. Okay, we got a few Death Touch. Not a lot, but a few. We might actually have some in green too. That's interesting. Okay. I'm keeping the filter to show non-collected because maybe I'll buy some. We'll see. Death Touch is a very popular mechanic when you're playing black. And so Toxic is nice because once you get the person to 10 poison tokens, they lose the game. But getting to that 10 count, it can be kind of spicy. I am mildly interested to see how this card works. I'm going to load it in. That might not be really great for us, but we're going to try it. The Pickpocket. Whenever Tiny Bones deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target non-land permanent card from that player's graveyard, and mana of any type can be spent. Oh, look at that. Which means if we can get through, if we can swing through and deal damage, I could cast from their graveyard with my mana. Ooh, we're going to bring him in, and maybe that might give us the occasional good opportunity. Sleeper. I've seen people use that one before. It's kind of spicy. And again, I don't have my mind set on any one of these, but we're going to just kind of see what we got here. An Indestructible. That's kind of interesting. All we're doing is we're shopping to get up to 60 cards. That's all Mal is doing right now. I don't have my mind set on what gets added. I'm just kind of looking to see what catches my eye. I have wild cards I could spend, but this one maybe we loaded up one copy of him already. That's kind of interesting. Menace or lifelink until the end of the turn. Interesting. Okay. Again, all we're doing is just kind of cycling through to see what we got available to us. Tax you may pay 4 when you do return. That's if you have a lot of mana, which we don't necessarily have. Interesting, interesting. Look at that Muppet, that's pretty crazy. Death Touch, that we're gonna bring in, and he's gonna pair up with some other. I think we got some other Death Touch in here, so we're gonna bring him in on low mana curve. This, I think we're gonna keep this deck really light on mana. Here's a mana fixer. I don't anticipate that we need to have like mana fixing though, so we're gonna leave him off. This should be good for dealing with flyers. And then now we're starting to rotate into multiple cards here. What is this? Look at this. Okay, we got Slayer. He's loaded in. Interesting. I don't have this though. Okay, so we've kind of, all right. Deals damage. I'm gonna see if we got something that is in the green. Okay, here's where we could get something kind of crazy. Bite down instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. That is kind of nice. If we have... Let's load in a full set. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another creature, planeswalker, or... I don't know what battle means. That's a new mechanic? I don't know what that is. Okay, actually, let's actually bring this down and bring this in. This is whatever battle is. That looks like it. That's more flexible, whatever that is. Don't like the sorcery. Not gonna happen. All we're trying to do is we're trying to bring in... Okay, wait. Alright, so I need 6. So late mana curve when it deals damage. Put X number of counters. Okay, X number of basic lands among lands you control. What? Oh, but it's so expensive though, guys. Look at this. This is a 6 cost. You don't want too many of these. Let's bring in one. This would be considered like a finisher card because it has trample and it ramps up based on the number of lands you have in play. So this is a really strong stompy card, but you never run, like if it's a 6 cost, you never run a set of 4. You don't run 2 unless you really want that mana curve to get hurt by it. So we're gonna leave that like that is, and then let's keep on looking here. All right, we got that. Okay, now let's look up more Death Touch. Death Touch. And okay, so what do I have for creatures now? Okay, so we got 1, 2. Okay, I just got 3. Okay, so I only have 3 Death Touches. Okay. I'm not interested in doing the sacrifices. We could bring in We could bring in this guy. Again, all we're doing is just kind of filling out our creature curve. Now this one is interesting. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, if I've committed the crime, which is the attack, you can sacrifice the stinger. So this would be post-attack. If you do, search your library for a card. So it's a scry, and then it lets you bring in a card of your choice in your hand and then shuffle. Interesting. We're going to bring that in just to test out that mechanic. I kind of am interested by that. And if the opponent has 3 or more poison counters, it has Death Touch and Lifelink. It's conditional, though. I'm not really psyched about that. Weiss, what's happening? Alright. I'm not interested in milling, and I don't like that price point. I'm not interested in the higher price points. We could bring in another ankle biter. Let's do another ankle biter. And then we got a recluse with reach, which would deal with flyers. Let's bring this in, right? I don't need mana fixing. Okay, alright, so now at this point in time, let's look for, again, okay, let me go back and show you this. So, in this deck builder, these are all the cards that I have or don't have. If it's a normal color, I have it. If it's grayed out, I don't own it. You can also tell by the number of diamonds that are above the card. So, like, I have 2 of these cards, but I don't have the last, 3rd, and 4th one, so I'd have to buy that with via wild cards, which I have wild cards. But let's actually go in and look for planeswalkers. And who do I have for planeswalkers? I've got a bunch of nothing. That's what I got for planeswalkers. A bunch of nothing. Look at this. I got a bunch of nothing. I got Liliana. Wow. Okay, that's hurtful. Oh, that hurts the heart. Okay, let's go to... Actually, I'm kind of curious what battle is. What is battle? Interesting. This is a new card type. I've never seen that before. That's interesting. Let's go to enchantment. Let's see if there's any crazy things we can do with enchantments. Scavenger. I'm not going to be sacrificing cards. That's not a thing for me. Not interested in that. What is this? Read how you may sacrifice if you do. Each opponent discards a card. Nope, I'm not going to do that one. Ah, now this right here is what you call a synergy card. Now, Kyle, if you're here, you'll notice I had Sheldred. Sheldred says when an opponent... Okay, when an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life, but when I draw a card, I get 2 life. But if I bring in this guy as an enchantment, at the beginning of my upkeep, I draw a card, so I get an extra card, and I lose a life. But Sheldred, if I have him on the field, he gives me 2 life for drawing the card, which means I now get a card in 1 life because of a synergy with Sheldred. Instead of getting the card and losing a life, Sheldred gives me 2. I still deduct the 1 from the arena, and then now all of a sudden I draw a card and I gain the net 1 life from Sheldred. So it's considered a synergy card. Some cards, they work together to help the player. So that's what you call a synergy. Okay, we're at 55. So now we're just looking for stuff to fill the last few gaps. That's really heavy. That's really heavy for that's not my wheelhouse. Two and gains trample, but when it gets put into the graveyard, draw a card. We could bring that in, and maybe we'll sub it out. For each forest I control. Draw a card. Okay, what is this one? I like this one. Okay, so right off the bat, I get a 3/3. My sacrifice a creature if you do search a library for. Okay, and then up to 2 creatures get 2/2 at the end of the turn. We're gonna bring this in because that could be something for us. Search for a basic land, put it in the battlefield tapped, shuffle, create a 1/1 token. Target creature you control gets XX and gains trample until the end of the turn, where X is the number of basic lands. That's actually mildly kind of spicy. We're at 58. This is not going to work for us because this enchantment really requires us to have like a really high mana curve creature count, which we don't have. We're not going to do that one either. It has reach. Okay, draw a card. What is this? That's we can consider a finisher. Okay, so I need 2 more. Let's see what we got over here in instance. That would let us end a target creature. Again, we're just looking to fill out the last bit here. That's kind of interesting. The gumdrop poisoner. Now, one thing that we can say here is we don't really have a lot of creatures. We're really creature light. It's really light on creatures. So this is a detail section, and we don't got a lot of creatures. So I think we kind of have to get some kind of creature happening here. We really need to get creatures in here. Okay, so let's see here. Flyer. We really don't have, I don't think we have a lot of mid-range creatures. So let's get more into like, actually, let's back it up. Let's get more into like the 3 or 4 cost. Let's look at the 3 or 4 cost. This could become a crazy card if you got him buffed enough. If he got 4 counters, him surviving 4 turns might be kind of spicy, but if you could get him to 4/4, that meant that he'd be a 6/6 with menace and lifelink. That would be crazy. So you can actually self-buff. We're going to bring him in and use him. Again, we're looking to kind of shore up the mid part of our deck. We're just looking. I'm just looking. I'm not going to call it every single card that I'm looking at. Oh, and who are you? A mythic? Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life if they do draw a card. Wait. So it's a 3/3. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller, that being the opponent, can pay 1, and they get a card. And then I could pay 7, so 3 black, 4 colorless, and exile 7 cards from their library. No, that's not enough there. Not enough there. Exile up to 1 card from your graveyard and copy it. You can cast the copy, but if you do, you lose 2. Nope. Too high of a cost. Mill a card. Toxic. Can't block. Trying to get mid-range. That's what we need. We need mid-range. This is a really light deck. A 4. The only problem is it's only a 2/2 with lifelink. If it was kicked, I don't have that color, so I can't kick that. When it enters, mill 3 cards. You can put a creature card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. So I mill 3, I could keep a card, so it essentially draws a card, but if I don't put a 1/1, I like it. Oh, I really like it. Okay, let's do 2 of these guys. Oh! And there we are. Just like that, we're at 61, which means we have to cut something. And let's just look. One last go of it. A 4 for flash, flying, and lifelink. Oh, that's tempting. But that's really expensive for flying and lifelink. 4. Oh. Can't use the blue. Let's go green. Well, okay. Flying flash. Nope. You're 4/3. Interesting. Interesting. And there we go. Now we're at the point where we don't got a lot happening here. Okay, wait. So this is a 5/4, but when I commit a crime, targeting opponents, anything they control, it's a crime. So if I attack on my turn, it gains indestructible to the. Oh my. Okay, we're gonna bring him in, and I'm gonna rebalance. That's a pretty crazy card. And then let's go green. I don't want to go above 6. Generally 5 or 6 is what usually the top of my mana curve. And let's go green. Let's see here. Just kind of seeing what we got here. Okay, this one is a 2/2, but whenever a land I control enters, put a 1/1 on target creature. Oh my. Look at you. Okay, so what is this? Let's take this down. Let's actually bring in this guy. Got a lot on the very lowest end here. Audacity, Cavern. You know, we'll dial these back, and maybe those cards will come to us later. Okay, mana fixer, nope. Let's go further in. Let's go into like the 4 slots. Control enters, attacks. If you don't, okay. It's a, oh, wait. It's a 3-cost 6/6 when it attacks. Whenever this attacks, while you don't control another dinosaur, put a stun counter on it. So basically it becomes unusable for 1 turn. Interesting. Yeah, I'd rather have it in play though. I'm not interested in putting stun counters on my cards. And then, well, what is this? Creature. That'd be good, like in like a mill black deck, but that's not my cup of tea. We're not going to be doing that. I don't have a desert. I don't like that. At the beginning of your main phase, add 2/2. Doesn't do it for me. Yep. Food tokens, yep, very good. And then this is reasonable. Vigilance and Trample, a 5/4. Okay, so Briar, I'd rather have. So that's 5. This is 6. I'd rather have the Hydra for sure. I'd rather have the Muscle. Sheldra, I'd rather have. Okay, this would be a 4 cost, but if I don't take the card, he becomes a 3/4. Nope, we're gonna drop one of these Gigamole, and we're gonna bring in one of these worms. And then I think we run this. Okay, so let's pick our theme. Right, the companion. Yeah, we'll still keep it. We'll keep the wolf. And then now I gotta pick a card sleeve. What am I feeling? Has kind of a Death Touch vibe to it. We could do this one. Let's do this one. That kind of gives off the Golgori vibe, doesn't it? Oh, look at this Muppet. That's wild. I didn't realize I had all these sleeves. That's crazy. I think we go with that one. I think that's reasonable. Let's go with this one. And then we gotta name it. Actually, let's buy this one. Come on. Oh, well, thanks for stopping by. We're going to craft one of these. Thank you. All right, so we spent one of our wild cards. So now we have a full deck, but we got to name it. Okay, let's name it. Let's call it... When you name it, you want to add, at the beginning of your deck, you want it to be S for standard, H for historic, and so forth, right? So in this case, I want to do S for standard. And then let's do, what's the vibe? It really doesn't have, it's not an optimized deck. It's kind of all over the place. But let's do Death Touch. So now we built a deck. Now it took us a long time to do that. It took us 50 minutes, basically 45 minutes to build a deck. But I was talking through the stages. I was talking about mana curves and creatures and different things like that. So let's very quickly... oh, I need to change the art on this guy, though, don't I? Who are you? Well, how do I... Oh, I can change the Image. Okay, so let's change the image. Do we want to pick up a theme? Let's do this. Did that work? Did it work? I thought it worked. Okay, and let's go back and see if it updated. Did it update anything? I wonder how to change the little... But I don't want that one. I want... I'm curious why I can't change the card sleeve. You can drag a card to this area to change the deck image. But I did that. I got Sheldred. I'm not exactly sure what's happening here, why I can't change this. Huh. Huh. Oh, now I gotta find it again. Oh my goodness. Where are you? That's kind of weird. I don't know. Oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that. We've done fooling with that. Alright, so now we gotta do our dailies. I have to do white or blue spells. Okay, I can do that. Let's do historic. I can do some historic. Let's do some historic. Hope everybody's having a great night. Just kind of chilling and trying to have a good one. You know, life gets kind of busy sometimes and stressful, but hopefully you can join the fun and not be stressed. All right, I can work with this, I think. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do that. Bring out the envoy on turn 2, on T2. Alright. Got a flyer. Our auras are going to cost less. Interesting. We got a 3-4. I still want to keep that. Let's see if we can keep on balancing. Oh, we can do another 3-4. What? Okay, what is he running? Wastelands. You know what? I better get while the going is good. I better get while the going's good. They're gonna absolutely try to nuke this. They want this out of the way as soon as possible. 7-8 on T2. Woo! They want that gone. You know they want that gone. And to really rub it in. Oh, we could really rub it in. Let's just really rub it in. That's so mean. How do you play? Well, Nova, it's called a game called Magic the Gathering. And how to play, that's a loaded question. The idea is that you're a planeswalker and you're trying to get your opponent down to 0 health. So that is it's something that our opponent is trying to take us down, and obviously we're trying to take our opponent down. thinking. They're thinking about it. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're thinking about it. They're wanting to counter. They're thinking, but they're tapped out. They can't stop that. And then this is lethal right here. I'm very confident we got lethal. They can't tap anything, and we got lethal on T5. That's crazy. Did I have fun? Yes, I did have fun. But you can have fun even if you lose a match. But Nova, it's your planeswalkers, and there's a storyline and story lore with all the creatures, and it's a very popular game that was launched back in 1994, I think. And yeah, it's a pretty cool game. All right, but we still got to do a little bit more. We got to do a little bit more with our. Let's look at our store real quick here before I forget. Nick, what's happening? Go to deals. I don't think that there's any deals that are catching my attention. Nope, we're not gonna do that. Let's go back here. Once I get the daily knocked out, then I will switch, and we're gonna kick the tires on our deck. We built a Galgori deck, and we're gonna play that in a bit. Can I do something with it? I think I can. I think there's a chance we can. You can bring in the cacophony on T2. Interesting. Let's actually bring this out first. And the reason being is that if this envoy gets smoked, when we bring the cacophony in, we can actually bring it back. So we'll see. We'll see what we got happening here. And then I suppose we could. Yeah, we'll bring him in. There we go. See how that's now we got like a synergy going on? Under the water. What's happening? Hope you're having a great day. Should I drink some water? Got some flavored water from Dollar Tree. It's always good. You know what? What do we got here? Spirit Cleric. No. I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring this in as a plains. Bring this in. Thank you. And what can we do?
We grow or wither as one. Ketra's love is your shield.
Alright, that's good. Very good. Alright, we're starting to deal some damage. They're gonna probably go after the Ket. And then I'm gonna block with the 2/2. Interesting. Interesting. A 5/5. Ooh. That we're gonna keep that. And that's a spirit. Okay, human, tree folk. Let's actually bring this in. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. No. Let's actually do... Okay, this will let me survive one turn, I think. Yep. Ooh, now it's flying. Ugh. Ugh, I'm not liking this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is kind of spicy. A 7/7. No, thank you. You can have it. You can have it. I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that. Not gonna deal with that. 3/3. Okay, and then let's go with... I can't do anything with that. Yep, can't do anything with that. So let's just do a no attack and turn. And they could do a stompy on us. But let's do that. And let's do this. Let's just be sure about that. Oh my goodness. Getting spicy. I'm not really liking that. I can't use that. Nope, can't use it. Cannot use it, except on mine. We got a bunch of nothing. Again, we're just playing our daily, so it's not that bad of an issue. Wow. 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 That's pretty crazy. I can't nuke any... Well, I actually can do this. Yeah, I guess we could do that. And, yeah, I can't. That's not great. Let's do no attack. This isn't great. This isn't great at all. Oh goodness, this voice of the blessed is gonna be my end. It really is gonna be the end. We're top decking, which means our hand is gone. Oh wow. Looky there. Looky there. Woo, party time. And what do we do? What do we do? guess we'll do this, and this, and this. And was that? Nope, I don't need that. Yeah, I guess we got to do with that. That hurt badly. Badly, it hurt badly. Oh no. And then we gotta hold these. We're playing very defensively. We would need like a crazy card to be able to swing this back to us. Welcome, hope you're having a great day. Look at all this Madhouse stuff. Woo! Now we are playing historic, so I'm expecting to get smoked. That is, it is a reasonable thing for us. Now you may say, Mal, obviously you can see you're going to lose. Yes, but I'm playing the daily, so I got to play so many cards a certain times. I'm trying to get it done as fast as I can. And there, like yeah, there's nothing else I can play here. Top decking, there he goes. Look at all this. This is pretty wild. Pretty wild indeed, my goodness. He's playing just to pile on. But negative 25, 30, yep, 35, negative 35. Wow, look at that. That's wild. But again, we're playing dailies in historic, so yeah, sometimes you really get smoked depending on how you get paired up. That's okay. That is perfectly cool. And we still need a bit more. Let's switch it up and let's go to, let's do this one. There we go. Okay. Yeah, kind of top heavy, but I can start on T3 though. Let's see what the cards will give us. I'm not psyched about a T3 start. We might have something, maybe something to come to us on T1. There we go. It actually did come to us. There we go. Generally, you want to be able to play something on T1 or T2, turn 1, turn 2. Turn 3 is really kind of pushing it, but I kind of remembered that I had some stuff lower mana curve, so, you know, we'll see. We'll see. That is flying. This is with lifelink. Let's do this. Thank you. Probably could have done all the glitters to get a little more damage in, but I'd rather kind of see what we got happening here. It's still early on. I like that avatar. That is cool. It's a really cool avatar. You know what? At this point in time, let's get something going on here. Now we got some stuff happening. Woo! Party time. You know they want that. They want those cards out gone quick. They want them done quick. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Enchantment. Okay. Oh, you know what? That might be something for us. But 13. We actually have lethal. We might have lethal here, guys. Yeah, we got lethal here. Oh no! Whoops. Yeah, okay. What do we got here? What is this? Until your next turn. Looky there. Interesting. I didn't realize he had invincibility. That's crazy. Hmm. Well. First strike and life. Interesting. But they can't block a flyer. They don't have anything for flyer. So if I can get this to 16, can I get it to 16? I cannot. I cannot get it to 16. But I could do... Could do that. Oh, it's indestructible. Whoops. That's okay. Now what could we do? I say we do that. That's what I think we do. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Does he have protection from anything? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? It's a really cool card. Pretty cool card, if you ask me. First strike and lifelink. Wow, that's crazy. Got a lot of stuff happening there. you imagine playing this with paper Magic? Oh, I'd rather like sit and do my taxes. It's all because of this Muppet right here. He's indestructible. Yeah. I don't know that I have. Don't think we got enough. Now it's 13, 14. Yeah. And then he does more of it. Oh my gosh. These decks are so annoying. It's all because of this Muppet right here. The Heliod. There's nothing else I can do here. Nothing else to be done here. All because of this Muppet, Heliod. That is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. These are just tokens. Look at this. This is just so time consuming. Unbelievable. I'm not gonna sit around and wait for this. Some players are just, they're something else. Something else. When I gotta wait 2-3 minutes for them to do all the stuff for buffing, it's like, nah, no thanks. I got better things to do. All right, fresh game, fresh perspective, right? No, we're actually gonna, yeah, we're gonna mulligan this. I'm not liking it. I'm really, I gotta keep it though. Oh my goodness. Let's get rid of this, I guess. Bummer. Mulligan didn't give us much. You can't mulligan further down from that, otherwise you're going to put yourself in a bad place. It's interesting. They must be a newer player. They don't have a creature. How do you like the different dog versions? Look at this one. That's pretty funny. I like the green version though. That's pretty cool. Let's do planes. sure they don't. Gotta make sure they don't get through. First strike. Whoops. Oh, wow. Wow. Look at that. Look at that monstrosity. Creatures your opponent control have base toughness 1. What is that mess? I've never seen that. That is crazy. I don't even have anything to play right now. The mulligan really put me in a bad place. Wow, I can't believe that. Wow. That is wild. That is wild. I can't even, I don't even have a creature to put out. Unbelievable. That is wild. Absolutely wild. They added some seriously broken cards, that's for sure. How's our daily doing? Let's look at our daily. Oh, I need one more card. Just one more card? Oh my goodness, it was so close. One more turn, I would have had it. Okay, I can work with this. Yeah, let's do this. Very good. Very, very good. That gets our daily done. Let's do that, I guess. Oh, I should have brought the... Oh, I should have brought it. I messed up. I got it. One damage I lost on. Bummer. Let's do... Let's do this instead. The next time it's going to grow again. Maybe he can destroy it. That would be something. Maybe he destroys it. They have to block it. They have to block lethal. So they're gonna lose the 4/4. They have to block it. And they lost it. Why would they not? Maybe they just saw. Maybe they just saw the end was near. Interesting. Nova, welcome back. And there we got our daily. And we got a thingamabob. Let's look at the thingamabob. Let's look at this. What do we get for it? Okay. Legal and historic. It's a full set. What? You get a full set? A full set of planeswalkers? What? That is wild. We need to get to the. We need to get. How many more days we got left? 8 days. We need to get to the next level 15. We got to get to the next one to get a full set. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's impressive. Okay, so let's go here and let's do standard play.
This one is called standard.
Yeah,
because
I got
it's
that. Yep, it's standard. Yep. Here we go. Let's do this. What we got happening now? It's thinking. Opponent goes first. Okay. Oh, do we keep it? I think we gotta keep it. Let's keep it. Let's just knock this down, get this out of the way here. Boom. Okay, so rabbit. What is that? I've never seen that before. Number of creatures you control? Interesting. Let's do this. Well, let's go. I mean, it is kind of stopping him from getting presents, I guess. Interesting. That is wild. Huh. Well. Pretty wild. I didn't realize that These offspring decks are kind of interesting. Oh wow. Huh. We'll see what they want to do with that. Probably going to send their 2/2, let the other one sit back. They're going to send their 2/2 and let their 5/5 and 4/4 sit back. Wow, look at that. What do we... I think we gotta knock this one out. It's not enough to come back though. Deals damage to... Yeah, I don't have enough for that. We don't have enough for that. We could knock out... Yeah, I can't do anything with that. Interesting. Badu, what's happening? Yeah, that's what happens when you're up against an optimized deck. Magic the Gathering is very much a pay-to-win game, and if you don't have the cards and you haven't paid the time or paid the tokens or paid the packs, you are generally not going to win like in Magic the Gathering Arena. Like, it is a pay-to-win game for sure. Now once you have like a good deck, then it's may the best person win, right? But if you're coming in at the beginning and you don't have like great decks, or you don't have a lot of cards to build with, meta is monster. So people build meta decks, and then you keep on seeing the same meta decks over and over and over again. Yeah, and it's just one of those things where like that's never gonna change. It's never ever gonna change. Do I keep it? Yeah, I suppose we keep it. Let's keep it. Alright, opponent, where are you? You gonna pick something? Alright, let's see what we got happening here. Let's get something going. Something going. white. Interesting. Let him spend it. Let him spend it. They didn't want that. They definitely did not want that. Might as well. Yeah, let's do that one. Yeah, let's do that. That might be good. You know what? Let's knock this bad boy out. And then all of a sudden now we're fighting rabbits again. I'm not sure what the deal is with these rabbits, but whatever. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's go for forest. Let's do forest. Okay, and then let's get some damage going here. Yeah, that works fine. Oh, you know what? That was a misplay. Bummer. That's okay. Let's go. I like the environment. It's like we're in a library. Got the bookshelves, the stairwell. Pretty cool. Burn a timeout. Interesting. But they're tapped out. Okay. Have to discard something. Interesting. that's kind of non-exciting. I didn't really like that enchantment as much as I thought I would. We need more card packs. That's what we need. Come on, opponent. Okay, that's fine. Since we have a life link option, I can pay for the loss of 1 life when we do card draw, but now we have a card engine. They call it a card engine. Card engine is a card that will reliably every turn give you card draw. And so that's something that is be good for us. Since we're actually above the starting 20 life total. Well, not anymore, I suppose. Bummer. Oh, look at that! There's a crime scene. Someone got ended there. That's fun. Yeah, I guess we'll take that. Sure, why not? Ooh, what is that?
We have to win this fight.
Oh, wow.
The end. Let's go out with a bang!
Ah, now here's something we can use. Target I control and Planeswalker.
There's still hope.
Nice. That would have been a problem the longer we kept Sanya. What's happening? Hope you're having a great day. This game is kind of dragging out a little bit, isn't it? You know, they got some stuff in their hand. They really do. They really, really do.
any way I want. Show them the edge of your blade!
Well, I don't like the fact that we have this Muppet out there. That is not gonna be good for us. What are they doing? That is a crazy card. They're gonna take a shoot the sheriff. Yep.
You're coming with me.
Star, what's happening? Hope you're having a great day. So we did a quick Galgori green-black standard build, but as we're seeing, there's a lot of people who've been playing standard all season long, and so yeah, it's not great for us. Not great for us at all. This is actually a handy card. They're gonna win through attrition though, that's the only bad thing. They're definitely gonna win through attrition. They got all these artifacts lined up. This is just showing off at this point. It's a pretty crazy blue deck. They're gonna win just because they're optimized. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe we bring it back to us, but I don't think we're pulling this game out.
Patience.
They don't know that we got, well, they know that we got the sheriff card.
Well, someone had to save the day.
Yeah, now they got another planeswalker out. Ugh. Not good for us.
Here, have a gift.
Huh. That's interesting. It's wild. That is wild indeed. Alright, well. Yeah, that's wild. They just keep on bringing it back over and over again. It's like a recurring deck. Yeah, this is dragging on like forever. Good game. Whatever. Concede. I think I've had enough abuse for one day. I'm tired. I think I'm going to take a nap. It's dreary. It's raining. It's like dark outside already. And it's not even 7 o'clock yet. But anywho, I'm going to go get some supper and maybe watch a movie or something. So all of you have a wonderful night. And TikTok, have a great one. I will catch you later. And Twitch, I hope all of you have a wonderful night as well. And that being said, I will catch all of you later.